Hey, what's up? Neil here from ironfitness.com. I'm in my kitchen and I'm going to give you a quick tour to kind of show you how I set myself up for success. And the main key behind how I kind of stick to my diet and eat healthy all the time is by not having a lot of the tempting sugary stuff, the processed foods. So I keep my kitchen pretty clean. So there's no chance that I have to force myself to not make a bad decision. It kind of eliminates some of the what they call decision fatigue, where if I'm constantly trying to decide that I don't want to eat those cookies that are sitting there on the counter 4 or 5 times, and the 6th time I walk by I finally break down and say, okay, I'm just gonna have a couple. So just by eliminating all that crap, it makes things a lot easier. Now there are some times where I wander into the kitchen and I look around and I'm like, God, I really want something sugary, but I do have a few treats that I make from time to time that are definitely a lot better than any processed sugars, and I may cover those, I may not, but I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet and just kind of show you how I eat. The one other caveat is I'm not advocating that everything I eat is the way that everyone should eat. There's lots of different dietary lifestyles that people can choose to follow and have success with. I'm not completely stuck on a certain diet, but I've definitely found some things that work better for me, and like I've said before, I'm constantly experimenting, trying to figure out what works best. So anyway, we're just going to start in the freezer and just kind of go through here. And basically what I keep in here is I like to keep a variety of mixed nuts. So I've got walnuts, pecans, macadamia nuts, some other stuff. I also keep a lot of different meat on hand because definitely need some good source of protein. So some ground turkey, grass-fed beef that's local, and I really love getting the grass-fed stuff. And with today's regular beef prices, the grass-fed is really not that much more expensive. So you're definitely doing yourself a favor. Some more grass-fed beef. I've recently started a stint of eating more organ meats, so I've got some liver, ground beef heart. I also keep down under here a bunch of different fish varieties, like to eat fish 2 or 3 times a week. Berries go in my post-workout shake. Back behind here I've got Brazil nuts, more of a snacky thing, good source of selenium. And I keep just a bunch of frozen vegetables, a whole stack of them back there, and I usually try and eat a whole package of those with dinner. So that's one thing I do use those for. And we journey down into the fridge, and I've got some garlic to cook with. I should probably be using fresh garlic, but I don't. This is what's left of my grass-fed butter for my bulletproof coffee and sometimes cooking vegetables. So I need to stock up on that next time I'm at the store. We come over here, I've got some probiotic kombucha drinks, culinary coconut milk, which doesn't have the carrageenan in it. I've got a little bit of maple syrup, so this might be the sugariest thing you can find. I will occasionally flavor dessert with that. Down here I've got more mixed nuts, flaxseed, coconut flakes. I do have egg whites. I'm very pro eating the whole egg, but occasionally this will just kind of supplement the protein without the fat. From time to time I'll track that stuff a little more rigorously. Right now I'm kind of on a kick of not monitoring calories, macros, stuff like that. Chia seeds, tahini to make hummus with. And if we go over here, I always prepare a pound of meat at a time. So I did some grass-fed ground beef. We've got a few olives to snack on, good source of fats. Different sauerkrauts back here, avocado waiting, more organ meats. I got a thing full of gizzards, sweet potatoes and rice. Those will be for post-workouts. I'm in a phase right now where I'm keeping all my carbs post lifting, post all that glycolytic work, and just to kind of help refuel and stuff like that. Otherwise, I keep it pretty low carb. Lemons go in water in the morning. I've got kimchi, which is another fermented food. Some local free-range eggs. Salsa, I love to top salads and basically anything else I'm making. I also occasionally buy store-bought salsa. Mushrooms. I cook up 3 pounds of chicken basically at the start of the week, and that's a lot of times for lunch. and then a couple other meat sources here. And then if we get down to the bottom shelf, I've also got, I always boil up a dozen or two eggs at a time, and then keep a couple tubs of greens that I'll go through in a week. So I'll go through 2 1-pound tubs of greens, plus some, I've got some extra kale and some broccoli in this thing here. I also keep one of my greens powders in the fridge, and then also you'll notice behind the egg whites is the last 6-pack of beer I ever bought, which was about 6 months ago. So just a side note there. And so that's the fridge. And if we go explore the rest of the room, I've got some good sources of sea salt hiding up on here that I'd like to use liberally, and then some totes full of ground coffee. I've recently started drinking coffee again. And here's my assortment of MCT oil, coconut oil back here, which I do a lot of cooking with. Bragg's apple cider vinegar, which is I use for salad dressing, and a bag of rice that I cook with, and some dulse, which is a seaweed, sea vegetable, I guess, and a good source of iodine. And then I also keep avocados here. So again, everything's pretty much one ingredient, real food, that sort of thing. We go in here, I've got a few canned items, some sauerkraut. The canned stuff, you will not get the probiotic benefits, but I find it flavorful, so I continue to eat that stuff as well. Sardines, garbanzo beans, and I've got tuna fish. So, coming over to my other cupboards, I've got some olive oil, coconut flour, almond flour. I keep some more salsa back in there. And then on this side I've got organic cacao powder and cacao nibs, which I will occasionally make some desserts for, and then my coffee bean stash, which is up here. And we'll go to one more cupboard, and here I've got a few things. Erythritol as a no sugar sweetener, and I've got hemp hearts, which is a good source of protein. It has every single amino acid in it, and a good source of fat. This has been kind of a treat that I tried out. It was on sale, coconut manna, and I now only buy single serving packages of almond butter, because if I bring a jar of almond butter home, it is gone. Up at the top, I've got some bone broth, which I don't think is as nutritious as if you make it yourself, but I tried it out because it was, again, cheap and on sale. Coconut milk and some pumpkin for post-workout shakes. I occasionally will throw pumpkin in there instead of berries to kind of change things up. And that is pretty much it, aside from the supplement counter. I'm not going to really go into that. I do have greens and a couple different sources of protein powder. And then in the other cupboard up here, I've got my tea stash, which I still drink a lot of tea as well. So, sorry, that's just a quick overview of everything I have. And like I said, there's not a lot in there that is going to be real bad for me. You do have to watch kind of snacking on nuts and some of the high-fat foods, because you can definitely go overboard on calories. And like I said, I don't buy almond butter in bulk anymore, because that bottle will be gone in a couple of sittings. But anyway, that's just one way you can really set yourself up for success in the kitchen. Just get rid of that stuff, and you don't have to fight it and try and not eat some of that crappy food. So if that's any, no matter what diet you're following, that's just good advice to set yourself up with. So till next time, later.